Hi everyone, it's Rachel with Dark Knight Coaching. This video is going to be all about the crown chakra, which is the seventh chakra, which will be the last video in my series of chakra videos. So if you haven't seen the rest of them, make sure you watch at the end of this video. There's going to be a link for the other chakra videos. The crown chakra is kind of the most vital chakra when it comes to your soul's mission, your soul's purpose. This chakra can only be accessed if you have balanced and found harmony in all of the other chakras. So in order to access the crown chakra, everything else has to be in alignment. I kind of think of the chakra as like a pyramid where the root is the base, just like those old pyramid food things we used to have in school if you went to school in the 90s. The base would be like the root. And then, from the roots you have the sacral and then the solar plexus and then the heart and then the throat and then the third eye. And then lastly is the tip, which would be the peak of the crown. And, the crown chakra is all about source energy. It's all about your thought processes. This is your conscious awareness. This is usually symbolized by the color of white. Sometimes you might see it on, a picture being right above your head, a dark purple, indigo color. The words you can use if you want to do chanting when it comes to the crown chakra to help you open that access to that is Om, which is OM. And there is some meditations that you can do to help open your crown chakra and music you can listen to, but essentially you have to make sure all of your other chakras are in alignment. And the only real way to do that and to check that is to either go to someone who is a Reiki person, or you can have aura photography done. And a lot of the times in an aura photography place they will do a chakra snapshot as well, so you can kind of see how large or how small your energy centers are. I find that's a good way to kind of check if you're not exactly attuned with feeling your energy centers. Not all of us are. Sometimes I can feel my energy centers if they're a bit off balance, but sometimes I can't feel them at all. So the crown chakra, I kind of think of it as a white light of healing that comes in through the top of your head and kind of goes throughout your whole entire system once you've actually aligned all of your base chakras and even some of the upper chakras. So with this access to your crown chakra comes wisdom, it comes self-knowledge. This is also like know thyself. This is almost where you can really find the sweet spot between your yin and your yang, which is mastering like your feminine energy, your masculine energy. Usually access to the crown chakra only comes after you've done a lot of shadow work, a lot of healing. You might experience some paranormal experiences once you've accessed your crown chakra, access to a lot of your clairs, maybe even some out of body type experiences or just paranormal activities like light flickering, Bluetooth device things not working. You'll also have a lot of possibly like inner knowing or deep knowings about, it could be future events or even past events. Like you'll have a lot of aha moments or a sense of awareness when it comes to that. If you're experiencing like confusion and overthinking, then your crown chakra is probably too wide open. There are some crystals that can help with this, like selenite, moonstone, amethyst, clear quartz. Again, I always recommend Reiki just because, someone can usually help you. Just make sure you vet the person that's doing the Reiki, because there are some people out there that may or may not be to help you. It kind of depends on your energy and your vibe with the person. So with access to your crown chakra, you will be more receptive to seeing signs and synchronicities that the universe sends. Sometimes it's literal messages in your ear, sometimes it's sent through music, sometimes it's sent through images. Visually, you might see through your mind's eye. Other times it's sent through technology, like things that funnel your way. It could be angel numbers, it could be really a plethora of things. Like there's so many ways that spirit guides or angels or source tries to communicate with you, or the universe or God or whatever you want to call it, whatever you believe in. There are many, many ways, even in the smallest of ways, that they try to get messages to you to help you, guide you on your path to your highest best self, to your highest best timeline. Um, Inevitably, once you've accessed your crown chakra, that's also where your co-creation with spirit comes into play. And this is basically like figuring out what your soul's purpose is here, like what you're doing here on earth. Not only for like your lessons that you're learning, but you're moving out of karma and into dharma when you've accessed your crown chakra. And that's important because your mission and purpose here is to co-create with the universe, to make something, and leave a legacy that's based on enlightenment and raising the collective consciousness, raising that vibration through your creativity. So when you are enlightened, enlightened literally means like you are using the sun's energy, source energy, and you're receiving light codes. And that is also tied with trusting in the divine and having faith that you're being guided on the right path. If you're going through a dark night of the soul, it's kind of a roller coaster ride of emotions where you might feel lonely, you might feel isolated, you're confused, you don't understand, you're frustrated, you lack faith or purpose or direction. And meditation is usually a great way to kind of get back to oneness, like find your center. And I personally have a hard time meditating. So for me, like I am not great at meditation. So I'll do other things that kind of put me in a meditative transcendental state, which is like humming to myself, singing to myself. And a lot of the time I'll have thoughts and then I'll get a confirmation later of like, oh yeah, that was a correct thought. So you kind of have to pay attention to the smaller things. And once you've accessed your crown chakra, like you really balance the duality of your shadow aspects and your light aspects. So you've almost created this like oneness to yourself. And that's essentially what the crown chakra is. It's like the oneness of the duality of the world we live in. And you are essentially at that point an earth angel because you've activated your mission and purpose and you've moved out of all of the karmic situations that you've been bound to because you've balanced all of your chakras and you've done a lot of healing to get to this point. So congratulations to you if you have access to your crown chakra. There's no real like way of knowing when your crown chakra is open or not, other than you will feel guided and you will see synchronicities and you will understand like aha, you almost have like this epiphanous moment, like my soul purpose is activated, like I'm not made to just be a cog in the wheel of the machine. I've broken out of the matrix, and with that comes the wisdom and knowledge, and you're knowing yourself at that point. So there's not really a big click moment like with the third eye chakra where you feel the sensation, or with your heart chakra where you sometimes will feel a sensation there as well, where like it's been opened or you busted open from that. The crown chakra is a little different in my experience. Like there's no like one size fits all. It's open, and this is what I have now. But a lot of the time, even when you go to sleep, you might find yourself in dream states where you're getting messages through your dreams when your crown chakra is open, and that's like you can see premonitions through your dreams, or you get help and guidance from your guides. Sometimes people can communicate with their guides when they're in almost like a dream state. It's basically like a point where your brain waves are in a specific frequency where you can communicate with the higher dimensions or with whoever is guiding you. And a lot of us have guides in our life, which can be seen through aura photography. If you ever get an aura photograph taken and there's little splotches right above your crown chakra, those are your guides. So that is the crown chakra, which again is the connection with the divine, and access to your higher self is through there too. So if you ever feel like, there's a voice in your head, it's probably your higher self or one of your guides literally speaking to you. And yeah, just be aware a lot of paranormal experiences can happen and do happen when your crown chakra is aligned and open, just because all of your other base chakras are aligned and open. And it is sometimes a bit overwhelming, trying to understand your conscious thoughts and to differentiate and discern if it's your thought or if it's someone else's thought, because you might have access to, psychic abilities at that point, medium abilities, which you can also have access to those things as well through third eye chakras, or just sometimes some people are just born with that ability. And the crown is is all about free will and inner knowing and deep knowing and peace and trusting the universe. So make sure you're following the breadcrumbs that the universe leaves with its signs and synchronicities. Again, that can be in numbers, that could be in music, that could be in spirit animals, or common things that you would see on your social media feed, even, or animals you see out in nature over and over again. There's a lot of symbolism if you know where to look. So try to pay attention to those sorts of things. And I think I mentioned the crystals already. And try to be, make sure you're self-aware enough to know if your crown chakra is too open, because the overthinking and the confusion can kind of really take over you, and then you get into these really low valleys of the dark night of the soul. And the dark night of the soul, it isn't just like a one time you're down and out and you're done. It's like a over and over and over again, because you're working through all the shadow work essentially. So I highly recommend Reiki. I highly recommend meditation. If you're thinking your crown chakra is open, and yeah, just make sure you're following spirit's breadcrumbs and have faith that your soul purpose is your soul's purpose. Thanks for watching.